Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm happy that you're joining me for another video. This video today is going to be something different than what I usually do because it's going to be somewhat of a comparison video. What I want to do without undermining any of the survival kits that I'm going to show is basically show you two survival sets or two survival packs or systems that I want to compare. Now, one of them is the Gerber and Gerber Advanced Survival Kit, and the other one is my survival tin can. Now, I am not trying in this video to say, you know, this is better than the other. I just want to show you how it is important to personalize your survival system, and not just go and buy a survival system or a survival bag and say, hey, you know what, I bought the bag and I'm okay, I'll be fine. Now, before I'll start comparing and showing you what I have in those kits, I just want to say that I'm assuming that if you got yourself into a survival situation or a life-threatening situation, you probably didn't take just your survival system or your survival bag and you just went into the woods and said, hey, yeah, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go for 2 days or 3 days hike. No, I'm assuming that there will be some items that will be left on your belt or on your hip or, you know, on your leg or wherever you strap your knives. One of them will be probably a multi-tool, okay, a multi-tool. Another one will be your main knife, or if this is your main knife. And if you believe in the three blade system, then you're gonna have 3 blades. But let's just say that for this scenario, let's take one knife out and say, you know what, okay, this is your main knife, this is your multi-tool that's on your belt, and this was your backup knife or whatever that was in your bag, but you lost it, okay? So now you're left with either this survival system and your blades, and either this survival system and your blades. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna start off by saying that the Gerber survival system costs, I don't know, about 40 bucks. It weighs 300 grams, and my survival system, you know, some of it was for free, some items were for free, some I added, but let's just assume it's the same price, okay? But my survival system weighs 200 grams, which is 100 grams less. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open them, I'm going to try and set it on the table, and we can see what we have, okay? So stay with me. Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, I broke down the two survival kits into their older components. There is just a piece of blowgun here in the middle to divide the my survival kit or my survival tin can and their survival advanced survival Gerber kit. Now it's too much information to go through at once. You can probably see some items that you recognize, like a Victorinox or the Gerber clutch. You can see the fire steels, you can see some ropes, and then all sorts of stuff, whistles. But let's try and break it down into the 4 main subjects that needs to worry you in a survival situation. The first one would be shelter, then fire, water, and food. Okay, now I'm not getting into the into the theory that behind this, but let's break it down to shelter, fire, water, and food, and then handle 2 more subjects that are signaling and navigation and first aid, and then see what we got. Okay, but this, what you see right here on the table, is everything that was in those 2 survival bags. So stay with me. Okay, so when it comes to shelter, we can see that on the Gerber kit we have an emergency blanket, which is awesome. We all know how emergency blanket works. It's pretty big. It can definitely take care of you during the night. On the opposite side, all I have in my kit is a garbage bag, which is way inferior. When we come to the blade, we're probably gonna have to be cutting some stuff. The Gerber clutch has a very, very small blade. Okay, it's not a big blade, and the Victorinox is a much better tool for the job. Now, again, we have to remember that we probably have our knives. Okay, so it's not a big deal to have a little knife here because we probably have our main tools with us. So no big deal here. What we do have, another thing, is some waxed threads. Okay, I think that the Gerber has just a bit more of waxed thread. We're not going to build a shelter with a waxed thread, but you know, sometimes you need to make a little string, so I'm going to count it in. The Gerber has a nylon cord that you can see over here. My survival tin has a jute twine. I do, however, have some ranger bands that were on the outer side of the can, and I have about 10 feet of electrical tape, which is awesome if you need to get stuff together. The Gerber Survival has a wire saw, which is always great. But then again, if we have our tools with us, then we probably also have, let me grab it out, we also have the Leatherman wave saw. Okay, so no big deal there. Now these are of course for snare wire, but when you have just a little teeny bundle of snare wire, you're not going to use it for securing your shelter in any way. But when you have more than 10 feet of wire, then you can maybe use it if shelter is your primary objective. So this is for shelter. Let's go on for okay. So when it comes to fire, you're gonna get in your Gerber survival set. You're gonna get a nice beefy, chunky fire steel, Swedish fire steel. See it over here. Okay, with a striker, which is great. You're gonna get some storm matches with a striker. They have 8 matches, and you get a tiny little cotton ball. Okay. In my survival kit, I have box of matches, just regular matches. I have a small candle, just a birthday candle. I have a sealed tampon, which you know can be pretty big. I still have my jute twine, which is burnable, and I have my ranger bands that are great fire starter. Once again, I don't have a magnesium rod here because I'm assuming that I will have my Leatherman on me, and when I have my multi-tool on me, it means that I also carry my fire rod on my multi-tool. Okay, so this is it when it comes to fire. Now we're gonna go on and see what we have for water. Okay, so when it comes to water, I have to say that both kits are lacking some purification tablets. However, the Gerber survival system, I think maybe is lacking more in the subject that is called water. The bag that all the items will get into is a plastic bag. It's pretty rugged. Okay, it's a Ziploc bag, and I guess you can definitely collect water using this bag. Another way that you can collect water would be with your survival emergency blanket. You can dunk it in the water, you know, grab both sides and pick up water. However, as for boiling water or purifying water, you don't have any mean of doing so. In my survival tin can, I have a big garbage bag that can serve as a big water container. I have another plastic bag that had a nice big piece of tin foil in it, and you can make a container out of it. I have one condom, and I have my tin can itself, that in an emergency situation I can probably boil water in it in very small amounts, but still I can purify my water. So this is it when it comes to water. I wish I had some purification tablets. Then you can probably put a big amount of water and throw in a couple of tablets in here and get yourself purified. Okay, so we got into the food section, and I think that while knowledge is your biggest ally, there's still some items that can really help you obtain food. In both of the survival kits you have some twine, you have some thread for building traps. I'm not sure that the chew twine would be the perfect rope for building traps. However, if it's a very small game, then maybe. Wax thread in both of them for making tools, for attaching your arrowheads into your arrow shaft. If this is the case, if you're making any type of bow. My kit has another nylon thread in it, just something I found around the house that was laying around, threw it in. My kit has much more wire than snare wire than the Gerber survival system, and you probably know, if you're a trapper, you cannot go and put 1-2 traps and all the rabbits in the forest will say, hey, yeah, he made a trap, let's just run in it. You know, you have to put 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, how many you have is better. The more you have is better, because the animals are not going to just rush into your traps and be happy about it. When it comes to food, I do have a surgical blade which can act as some sort of a small spear. If you attach to another stick or wood or whatever. I have the ranger bands that are always helpful no matter where. I do have I don't know how you call it. It's vein blocker. You know, if you have a serious wound and you want to stop the blood, then you use it as a blocker. This is made out of rubber, so you can probably make a slingshot out of it in an emergency situation. And of course, 2 blades. One thing I forgot is the Gerber has mini fishing kit with some line and hooks and sinkers. Where I live, well, actually Israel in general, you're probably not going to find any water that you can fish in, because this is pretty dry area. And if you did get into a stream, and I'm saying stream because we barely have rivers here, then you're probably going to be able to catch your fish in all other different methods than fishing. So this is the food section. Now I'm going to go and show you the signaling and first aid, but we're going to do it in one shot instead of separating them. So stay with me and we'll finish it off. Okay, when it comes to first aid, unfortunately the Gerber survival system does not have much to offer. You can use this thread if you know this piece of rope, you know, to secure some type of cloth on a wound, but this is really just pushing it. You do have the wax thread, and this is about it. You don't get any bandages, you don't get any painkillers and stuff, but I guess that there is enough space in there that you can add those stuff in there, so it's pretty okay. You will use your knife in a first aid situation if you need to cut a piece of claw, or you need to cut a rope or a tape or whatever. And what I think is really nice in the Gerber clutch is that they added just a small piece of tweezers, okay, that we all know how great they are. Same thing with the Victorinox. You know, you get your little tweezers, so it's pretty the same here. Another thing is that I mean, you can definitely push it, you know, and say, yeah, you can use your space blanket and then make bandages out of it or whatever, you know. yeah, okay, I can make it same thing from a garbage bag, you know, so I don't want to count it in. In my first aid kit, yeah, I have the little piece of jute twine, you know, for securing, same thing as the Gerber. I have a surgical blade. I do have some wax thread, a couple of painkillers, the vein blocker or whatever, you know, right, whatever you call it. I do have some super glue if I need to really close extreme wounds, couple of band-aids, a condom. That is always good if you want to keep a bandage dry. You know, you can just put it on your hand as a glove, and of course the duct tape, which is an amazing material. So this is it when it comes to first aid. As for signaling, the Gerber gives you 3 types of signaling. It gives you a small signaling mirror with a hole in the middle and some instructions. Gives you whistle. And also on the outer side of the bag you have another whistle, okay, just like on the Gerber, on the Bear Grylls knife, and it gives you a signaling light, pretty much the same here, whistle, small LED light, and my tin can be used as a signaling mirror. Okay, what the Gerber doesn't have is a compass, okay, which is a nice little bonus, because we all pretty much know how to find our north without a compass, and this compass gives you a general direction. So this is when it comes to signaling and navigation. All in all, I have to say that you can see how my kit is more personalized, and it's a bit more diverse when it comes to using the same object over and over again. Just like the condom, for example, it can be a water carry tool. It can be purifying. Sorry, not purifying, but keeping you know, containing a bandage and making sure it's dry. And of course, it's a condom. So it has a couple of uses. The basic stuff are in both of the kits, but my kit is more personalized to my needs. And when you take the Gerber system, you can add your little tiny things that can help you, whether it be a surgical blade or a couple of painkillers, you know, or just throw in a few Ranger bands and you're pretty set. Replace the little cotton ball that Gerber gives you and put a couple of tampons in it, and you just upgraded your kit very much. Things that I didn't show you, or probably the only thing that I didn't show you in those 2 kits, is that both of them have a little sewing kit for emergency use or repairing your clothes and stuff. So I really hope you liked this video. I hope it helped in a bit and it wasn't that boring. I wish you all the best and keep safe. Bye bye.